My boyfriend chooses his homophobic parents over me. Boyfriend's family excluded me from the family vacation. For context, I've, 26M, been with my boyfriend, 27M, for 7 years. He comes from a big family with many siblings, but we don't get to see them very often because everyone has such busy lives. Some months ago his parents started planning a family vacation to which we, his brother's sisters, their partners, and children were all invited so we could all see each other and have a good time. When he first told me about this vacation I was very excited as I had never been to this particular destination. I was looking forward to seeing his family. His parents have always been really kind to me and treated me like a son. Last week my boyfriend and I were having dinner and I had noticed that he was acting a bit off, so I asked him what was wrong. He told me that it's probably for the best that I don't go with him on this vacation. I was confused, asking him to elaborate. He told me about a conversation he had earlier with one of his brothers who expressed concern about a gay couple being around and influencing his children that would be there. As far as I'm aware, it's only this specific brother that's uncomfortable with it and the rest of the family has no idea. I was honestly lost for words. Saddened and disappointed by the blatant homophobia and fear-mongering I would never have expected from one of his family members who seemed so accepting for all these years. My boyfriend told me he's still going on the trip without me because he's family. It's not a big deal, some people just have the wrong idea about guys like us, it's just the way it is, that later we'll go somewhere just the two of us. He leaves tomorrow. I guess I just feel really sad and alone right now. Any advice on how to deal with this? Relevant comments. Lots of concern over BF capitulating to their homophobia. Oop has several thoughts. I don't understand it either. I'm really hurt that my boyfriend is going without me. He introduced me as his boyfriend from the start. I will say his family has always treated us well and I never had any reason to believe they didn't like me until now. This came out of left field. Maybe my vision is just clouded right now, but I honestly don't know what to think. He's been trying to make me feel better about it and making promises for the future, but the fact he's comfortable going on this trip in the presence of an admitted homophobe is really troubling for me. I've tried to understand his perspective, but if the roles were reversed I would absolutely not go on that trip. I kind of question your BF's long-term commitment to you. Yeah, that really worries me. We've been talking about marriage and other things and now this has got me feeling like he'll just pack up and leave me whenever he feels like it. If the whole family is going along with brother's request, then the whole family is homophobic. I will ask my boyfriend about this before he leaves, but as far as I'm aware everyone else wants us there. I don't think they even know about this. The impression I got was his brother called him on the side and expressed that he was uncomfortable with the representation of a gay couple. Update, next day. Hi everyone. This is an update to my previous post. Thanks to everyone who left advice and support on my original post. I felt so sad and alone in that moment and your support has meant so much to me. I read and agreed with a majority of your comments, it really opened my eyes to what was going on. I apologize for not being able to respond to every comment, though I did read all of them and it helped me decide what to do moving forward. After everything that happened I decided to reach out to my boyfriend's parents to let them know what was going on. They were very apologetic and apparently had no idea about any of this. They assured me they definitely want me there and would talk to the brother to see what's up. I made it clear however that I was no longer comfortable going on this vacation and they were very understanding. I honestly did not want to be there under the insane narrative that was suggested. My boyfriend and I then sat down to talk before he left. I was really angry that he didn't defend me or even himself from his brother's blatant homophobia. He became defensive and told me it's not about me but about the children, that he doesn't want to cause any friction within the family by not going. I told him that if he feels comfortable going on that trip and leaving me here, I would not be here when he returns. He went on to tell me that I'm overreacting about the whole thing and I can't argue with how other people want to parent their children. This was a big red flag to me. It almost felt like I was talking to a straight person who doesn't understand what we as gays deal with. It was a gut punch knowing all of his straight siblings and their partners were allowed to be there with no fear of influencing any children. The rhetoric was insane to me regardless. What if any of those children turn out to be gay? I didn't have any representation of that growing up, wish I did. It's not like we would be there having sex in front of everybody or something. We were literally just going to be spending time with all of the family and relaxing. I felt like something was missing though, like I didn't have the full story. So I pressed him for more. After some back and forth I eventually got it out of him that the reason he's being like this is in case you and I don't work out and I've just created a bad relationship with my family over nothing. So I asked him if he had doubts about our relationship, to which he said he doesn't and I'm the love of his life, and while he doesn't agree with his brother at all he doesn't want to cut him off entirely. I genuinely felt like I was talking to a different person. This is the same man who cut off homophobic friends in the past, but he draws the line at family. In fact, I had to cut out some of my own family who weren't supportive of our relationship years ago. To have my boyfriend tell me I wasn't enough for him to defend our relationship was very hurtful. At the least he could have said if I wasn't invited he wouldn't be going either. It just felt so spineless to me. We've had a happy, healthy relationship of 7 years with a great sex life and nothing but love and amazing memories with each other. We really grew up with each other. I've been with him since I was 19. Just days ago we were talking about marriage, moving, and being together for the rest of our lives. In the end he decided he was going on the vacation. After he left, I texted him that I will not be treated like this and we're done. His shit will be waiting outside for when he returns. He can have fun influencing his brother's children by simply being himself. Since then he's completely changed his tune, blowing up my phone, apologizing and offering to come home early. Ultimately what did the relationship in for me was the uncertainty of the future. I felt so disrespected and dehumanized by the whole thing. I've tried to understand his perspective but I just don't. I couldn't imagine doing something like that to him. It felt like he wasn't on my side anymore, that our relationship and commitment meant nothing to him. Honestly, it hurts right now but I'll be fine. I kinda feel stupid, like I wasted 7 years of my life with this person who doesn't even care about or respect me. I'm staying with a friend right now and doing my best to get through this. Take care everyone. Edit. I understand some people don't agree with my decision. It wasn't an easy one to make. I did and still do love my now ex-BF very much. For me it felt like the right call. Him walking out was a deal breaker for me. Felt like he just didn't care about me or our relationship anymore. Relevant comments. A few downvoted. People say he gave up too quickly. What I'm struggling with is how would I trust this person again? I didn't do what he and his brother did, surprising me a week before this vacation that I would be personally excluded because of something out of my control. He knew well ahead of time that doing this would really hurt me and instead of staying with me and comforting me he decided to leave me behind. I get what you're saying and it was the reason for my hesitation initially, but the thing is, what he did was a deal breaker for me. It would be the same if cheated on me. It's over. Don't know how I'll feel in the future but right now I want nothing to do with him. I don't know how to trust him again. He willingly left me here knowing how I felt about it. That sent a clear message to me that I don't matter enough for him to reconsider. It was just like until I said I was done there was no other option. He downplayed my feelings and told me I was overreacting. He was so fixated on going and didn't care that I wouldn't be there. When he walked out of our place I just froze up and I knew it was over then and I couldn't lie to myself anymore. I can't see how it's something so small. What he did sent me a message that our relationship isn't the most important thing to him and he doesn't care about me. Internalized homophobia? Asterisk. I feel it might be some kind of internalized homophobia. Another comment was mentioning my ex-BF's childhood and that reminded me that he was bullied in school for being gay and presented very masculine ever since. He was always most vulnerable around me. I can only assume he wanted his image to be a certain way around his brother and so he just goes along with it. Once more to reiterate the timeline. It's not like my ex was blindsided like I was. He knew well ahead of time the way this would make me feel and the implications of such a decision, but didn't care until it got too real. Still nuts that it's been 7 years and the brother is only now being homophobic. I'm right there with you honestly. Still don't know why. I've searched my memories for anything over the years and I can't find anything. It really just came out of the blue. Chances are his brother was always homophobic and hid it until the right opportunity arose. I guess it's good you weren't married yet. Actually it's funny you mention that. I was thinking to myself about why we never got married after all of this time. We had been talking about it, but it seemed to always be a one-day sort of thing. Now I wonder if it had something to do with his family. I'm open to having a conversation with him about everything once some time has passed, though I have no expectations of it going anywhere. The part that really bothers me is that from my posts describing what happened you'd think he had serious doubts about long-term commitment, and maybe he did, but until a week ago I never got that impression ever once in our entire time together. I genuinely believe this was some sudden form of internalized homophobia taking place. God does it suck though. Going from 7 amazing years together to just nothing. I've learned a lot and I'll cherish the good times, and I'm mostly feeling alright, but sometimes it really hits hard. Please like and subscribe. This was a long story,